Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Well, the adventure continues with Jet In Airways and our Delta Alliance. This is the second leg of my delivery flight, taking this beautiful 737 from Renton over to Chicago Midway to be put into service. We are on the second leg of our trip today, and we are going from Great Falls, KGTF, over to Minot International, M-I-N-O-T, I think that's how you say it, Minot International, K-M-O-T. So tomorrow, possibly tomorrow, the last stage of the flight, we will arrive in Chicago. Yesterday we flew from Renton to Great Falls. Absolutely beautiful scenery over there. It was mountain ranges, was absolutely stunning. And I'm not sure what to expect today. This is all new territory for me. I haven't flown over this part of the country. So it's going to be all new scenery, all new airports, and I'm really excited about it. It's always nice and fun to go somewhere you haven't been before and see new scenery. If you'd like to fly along with us, this is the route we are taking today. I'm running on the APU at the moment. I've already put my flight plan into the FMC. So these are the waypoints. You can take a screenshot of this if you like, or just write the waypoints down. But here's our flight, 412 nautical miles, and these are our waypoints, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I think I've taken ISN out, so 7 waypoints, and we're into our ILS approach. Maybe we'll do an ILS approach. I have put the radio frequency into the ILS frequency into the radio stack. There's the frequency there, 111.90, so you can try that. As I said, I haven't flown into this airport before, so I've got no idea. And I'm just a casual flyer, flying for fun, so we will see how we go today. Okay, so like I said, we are running on the APU. I think we can go ahead and start our engines. We'll get clearance for departure first.
Clearance delivery Delta 737 ready to copy IFR clearance to Minot.
To Minot. There we go. That's how we say it.
Delta 737 is cleared to Minot Airport as filed.
Minot.
Takeoff runway 21 climb and maintain 13,000 feet. Departure frequency is 128.6 squawk tree 712.
Okay.
Delta 737 cleared to Minot Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 21 climb and maintain 13,000 feet. Departure on 128.6 squawk tree 712.
Delta 737 read back correct. Contact ground on 121.7. Good day.
Okay, we got that. Request taxi.
Great Falls ground Delta 737 with Echo ready to taxi IFR.
Delta 737 taxi to and hold short of runway 21 via taxiway Bravo Alpha. Contact tower on 118.7 when ready.
Taxiing hold short runway 21 using taxiway Bravo Alpha Delta 737.
Okay, we have one good engine start there. I think we can go ahead and get the other engine started, the left engine. There we go. Start the left engine now. We shouldn't be wasting too much time today. We haven't got passengers, so we don't have boarding, and we don't have crew and catering, so we're going to be able to get up in the air and flying pretty quickly, I think. So we'll get these engines fired up, and then we can head off and taxi to the active runway. Right, going to set my climb out speed, 250 knots. We'll turn on our flight directors. Flight directors on. Okay, we'll turn our engines over to continuous, and we're going to switch over to engine power rather than APU. So we'll turn on the engine bus, turn off the APU bus, turn on our hydraulic pumps, okay, so we can turn off the APU. Turn off the APU bleed. We can turn on our packs to auto. Window anti-ice, heat probes on. Emergency lighting on. Isolation valve is open. Fuel pumps on, APU on, battery covered, emergency power covered. Okay, we'll set our flaps down 5. A bit of trim here. Got quite a bit of fuel on today. It's got quite a long trip ahead of us. What is it? 412 nautical miles today. It's a reasonable sort of a jaunt. Turn on our landing lights now, and our taxi lights, strobe lights on, anti-collision lights on. And we are ready to taxi. I've done all the checks. Removing surfaces, check those before we go. Moving surfaces are all good. Rudders. Right, I think we can taxi to the active runway, which is somewhere down there behind us. Give a little bit of juice. Take off the brake. Forgot, didn't I? Ground surfaces, remove blocks, remove the chocks. Forgot about that. What a dodgy pilot. Useless. Okay. The steer cart will be taken away, so we should be okay to taxi. Should be able to get a taxi to the active runway. Not a bad day here at Great Falls. I think it's going to be a nice flight. I don't know what to expect as far as scenery. Like I said, I've never flown over this part of the country before, so it's all going to be all very exciting, all very new. I love flying to new places in Flight Simulator. Always something new to see. A little airport, Great Falls. It's the first time I've ever been to Great Falls. Quite a nice little airport, quite small. And we're flying to Minot today, so I have no idea what that airport is like either. Should be quite small, I would say, but it does have an ILS approach, so must be a reasonable sort of size if they have ILS system installed there. This one has no ILS, I don't think. Well, Palm Springs over by our base in San Diego has no ILS, so they're doing pretty well. If they have ILS, it must be a reasonable sort of, quite a busy little airport. Minot, if you've ever been there. We're going to see it for the first time today. Now you can see those mountains up ahead on the horizon there. That's the direction I flew in from yesterday, and it was just stunning. Over those mountain ranges, a lot of snow, and the high, steep, rugged country was just beautiful. A really nice flight from Renton to Great Falls. If you have a chance, I highly recommend it. Be good to get this plane down to Midway in Chicago, or a couple of planes. If we can get a couple of planes down to Midway, Chicago, we can start our regional services in that base. We already have a couple in San Diego. We have one in Miami ready to start service, and I think Doug is transporting one from Renton to Miami, a second 737 to Miami actually as we speak. It's probably flying now as well, so probably started before me, so maybe he's arrived already, I'm not sure. Right, let's contact tower here.
Great Falls Tower Delta 737 at runway 21 ready for departure IFR to Minot.
Delta 737 altimeter 29er.9er, 2 winds 258 at 7. Cleared for takeoff runway 21.
Cleared for takeoff runway 21 Delta 737.
Right, we're going to do a rolling start today. Bring our throttles up, make sure they're stable. Throttle stable, bring them up. Gear up. Well, I can certainly feel it when I took off. I've got quite a large load of fuel today. I could really feel that when I was lifting off.
Delta 737 contact Great Falls departure on 128.6.
Okay, see you later, Great Falls. What a beautiful place. We didn't see any waterfalls. Maybe there are some wonderful waterfalls here we didn't see. Maybe we should have done a bit of sightseeing while we're here. Right, flaps up a little bit.
Delta 737, did you copy?
128.6 for Delta 737.
Try and keep under 20 degrees for my climb out. Okay, let's go to the autopilot, auto throttle on, speed mode on, LNAV, master autopilot, vertical speed is always set way too high. I always need to adjust that rather quickly. I like to have it set nice and gentle in between 1,500, 1,900. Very economical to have a nice gentle climb out. Alright, flaps up. Throttle set to idle. Landing lights off. Taxi lights off. Strobe light can go off. Keep our wing lights on. Use them as navigation lights. Quickly go through our flow here. All fuel pumps on. Engine bleeds on. Packs on. Heat on. Probes on. Electric hydraulic pumps all on. Engines on continuous. Flaps up. And we're at our target speed for the moment, 250 knots. And we're at 10,000 feet. It's always a good habit to get into. Set up your heading bug in line with your flight plan. If anything happens with your LNAV or your flight plan or your autopilot, you just stay on course by following your heading bug. Just turn on heading mode and following your heading bug. And it saves a lot of panic or stress or worry if your heading bug is already set up in the direction that you are flying on your flight plan already. Even though you're not going to use it, have the heading bug set, ready to go there. Right, so our altitude now is 18, coming up to 20,000 feet. We're at 300 knots.
Like a bird on a tree, I'm just sitting here. I got time, it's clear to see. From up here, the world seems small. We can sit together. It's so beautiful, you and me. We meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free. Sometimes you need to go and take a step back to see the truth around you. From a distance you can tell. You and me were meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free. You and me, meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free.
Seems we have a bit of turbulence. The plane has been bouncing around and rocking around like crazy. Okay, we're just turning around to the right now and we will be on our final approach. We are down to 166 knots, 4,400 feet. So we're turning around to the left and then we'll be on our finals. So we can lower our gear. Got our flaps down quite significantly. Because we have our runway right ahead and we are way too high. Going to bleed off a bit of speed with our speed brakes.
Terrain. Too low. 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 Terrain. Pull up. Pull up. Too low. Terrain. Too low. Terrain. Too low. Terrain. 10.
Well, that was a bit of an exciting landing, guys. It really was an exciting landing. Now, as you would have noticed, guys, I came in quite fast, way too fast. I should have gone around, but you know, that's just me. I'm inexperienced and I'm an amateur, and I made a bit of a hash of it. I came in too fast, and now the plane will not taxi because I have damaged something. So let's go down and have a look down here, and you can see I went into the menus here, and wheels and brakes, tire failure. Okay, so I have damaged one of the wheels of the tires, and I am unable to taxi. So that's what happens when you come in too fast and you land a little bit too fast. Okay, it is not good. But it is rather cool that it is actually simulated on the plane. If you do something really bad or stupid like I did, it is simulated on the plane and you will damage it when you land or when you do something wrong. Can't actually see anything physically wrong with the wheels or the tires, so the damage doesn't seem to be actually modeled that I can see. The front tire does look a bit flat, I have to say. If you see the front tire, it does look quite flat. So yeah, maybe I've got a tire blowout or something there. I'm not sure. But anyway, I'm going to stay here. I'm going to get towed in probably, and then we'll have to fix that wheel, and then we'll fly our next leg probably tomorrow, and we'll head down to Chicago. Yeah, so I didn't do a really nice butter landing, guys. I stuffed it up a little bit there, but never mind. That's part of the fun. That is part of the learning. Okay. Alright, hope you enjoyed that. The scenery was pretty ordinary, I've got to say. There were no huge lakes, there were no beautiful snowy mountains, a lot of plains, a lot of farm, I think, and crops, so it was quite flat. Plus, for a lot of the time I was up about 35,000 feet, so not a lot of eye candy when you're 35,000 feet up. But the plane flew beautifully. It was a pleasure to fly, and it did everything it was supposed to do, so really enjoying it. Okay, I'll see you on the next video, guys. Take care. Okay, stay safe. Ciao.